Hi guys, my name is Destiny, and I'm here to talk about something I just seen earlier today and how it's not necessarily true. So, earlier today, I seen a creator get on here, and they were just basically saying, like, how people who are spiritual call people karmic because they don't meet their expectations or do what they want them to do or act how they would like them to act, and how the spiritual people basically end up calling these people karmics and stuff like that. And I did end up commenting on the video. I don't remember who the creator was specifically, but I'm gonna get into it. So I don't think that they were necessarily referring to everybody in the spiritual community, but in my experience, I have cut people off, and I have did that because of people disrespecting me. And I later did find out these people were actually karmics in my situation. And I guess in a way I did cut them off because they didn't meet my expectations, but let's go into that a little bit more. So, being that I'm a person who loves myself and actually respects myself, I would expect somebody to respect me or treat me the correct way. So, when these people in my life were disrespecting me, calling me out my name, doing just crazy, wild stuff, y'all, that was a reason for me to cut them off. And I really do feel like that. And I don't think that that makes me delusional, or that I don't think that that makes me like necessarily putting up something to get something out of it. And let me go into that a little bit more. So basically, the creator also went into like people cutting other people off is just like a way for them to run from their problems, and I just cannot agree with that. Of course, it probably wasn't referring to me specifically, but I do feel the need to speak on it because it is something that I think about all the time. So if somebody is disrespecting you, like I said, you shouldn't feel bad, or you shouldn't feel like you're wrong for cutting them off or standing on your boundaries, even if they have disrespected you in the past, even if these people, these boundaries are something that you didn't enforce in the past. If you decide that that's something that you want to enforce, or decide that that's something that you need to stand on in that moment, then you should do it regardless. And it might make you look like a hypocrite, and it might make you look like the bad guy, but at the end of the day, if you come to your senses, it will be wrong of you um to not speak on it, or to not stand on business, because now you're aware and now you're conscious of the decisions that you are making, and the decisions that basically get you in situations, or whatever it gets you in situations to where you're like um in toxic situations. If okay, pause. There are a lot of cars passing by, so if you hear that, then you hear it. It's kind of distracting for me personally because I'm actually seeing the cars and I'm nosy. So, but back to what I was saying, you shouldn't make excuses for somebody just because you don't have expectations for them. Like, does that make sense? Like, if they're deliberately disrespecting you, deliberately going out their way to treat you wrong, and you know that, then that doesn't mean that you have to put up with it just because you don't have any expectations for them. Because at the end of the day, the person that you should have expectations for is yourself. And so if they're not treating you right, then you have the right to cut them off. You do. And you could say that it was a karmic situation after you have observed the situation. So I'm going to give y'all a couple examples of why I cut people off in the past. So I have cut people off for like not being there for me in a way, but this is after I have been there for somebody numerous times, guys, like so many times, to where it's just like you would expect them to be there for you. And I guess you could say that it was wrong of me, but then I started to realize, and I started to change my perspective on the situation at the same time. And it's like, oh, this person is just using me. Because if they can expect all of these things out of me, and I can't expect anything out of them, I can't expect them to match my energy, which is an expectation. But if I can't expect them to treat me the way that I would treat them, then I don't want to be around them anymore. And it might be like, oh, I'm just avoiding my problems. Well, I just don't want to be around somebody where I feel like I'm overextending myself to give them all these things, and when I need them one time, they're not there for me. So that's one instance. Then another instance is just like very toxic situation. I'm not necessarily gonna say what happened, but trying to take your life or trying to unalive yourself because I'm done with you, or I've decided that I'm done with this situation, that's toxic, because it could have been a situation where we just separate for a time being and possibly get back to an understanding place. Now when you do that, you've crossed the line, because it's like, oh, you're really like, something is really wrong with you, like, actually. So then it's another situation, you trying to, it's basically the same thing, but you threatening to take my life because of whatever you've decided, because you were in the wrong. No, you're getting cut off. And that's what that is. Like, now, this is no hate to the creator or anything. I'm just saying, this was just on my mind, and that's where I got it from, like, from seeing that post. So basically what I'm trying to say is, if you feel that you're being disrespected, or you feel that your life is in danger, if you feel like you're being used, that is a perfect reason to cut somebody off. That is a perfect reason to say you're done with somebody. Do y'all see what I mean? Like, every single time that I talk or say anything, it's like cars passing. It's like a plane. It's like something screaming, and it's just like annoying. But seriously, don't ever disrespect yourself just to be around somebody, just because you feel like, oh, I don't have expectations for them. What are your expectations for yourself? What do you expect out of yourself in a lot of situations? What do you think that your future self will feel? How do you think that your kids will react to you taking this level of disrespect? Because I am like that. Like, the way I live my life now, or the way I'm trying to live my life, is set up so that my kids can have the best life and the best parents. So for me to be a best parent, I have to be able to stand up for myself, and I can't people please, and I have to stand on business. So if anybody is making you feel like, oh, you're wrong because you're just expecting too much out of me, no. Just higher expectations for yourself, have standards for yourself, and stand on them, period. And I can't say that it is wrong for you to not try to stand on your standards or expectations the first time within yourself. But if you consciously notice that you're not standing on your standards or meeting your own expectations, then you should stop it when you notice it, because that is how toxic situations arise again. Toodles, y'all. That's what I gotta say right now.